This simple exercise progression will take your 1 foot bounce from this to this.
Simmons being a terror defensively.
Once you fully master all the levels to this exercise. When I was trying to improve my 1 foot jump specifically for the approach dunk, I had one simple issue of when I try to bring in speed, my leg would always give out. At this time of my life, my 1 foot was the only way I could jump high because I had a lot of speed, but I did not have a lot of strength or power to do stuff like 2 foot jumps. But I had no choice but to figure out my weakness in this 1 foot jump. So I tried to improve my strength in the squat and try to improve my power with the hang clean. But nothing seemed to help me transition that horizontal speed into vertical force. But once I figured out this one secret, everything changed. When you bring in speed into your approach jump, you're developing something called momentum. And to have a very good dunking ability or very high approach vertical jump, you need to be able to decelerate that momentum and energy and transmit it into vertical force. You will know when you're very good at this when your vertical jump from a run up is much higher than your vertical jump from a standstill. Like what I've been kind of bringing up this whole video, you don't want a higher vertical jump in your standstill versus your vertical jump when you have a run up. That means you're kind of a useless athlete. You're never gonna be jumping from a standstill in basketball, football, or track. There's always gonna be some type of run up, deceleration, or playing with your defender. So there's almost no purpose in having a very high vertical jump from a standstill unless you're a center in the NBA probably. Obviously you need a lot of good technique to be able to transition this vertical jump. Some simple stuff for 2 foot is you need to have a very vertical torso and you need a very good block step to decelerate your momentum after a very long penultimate. And the same thing is for the 1 foot, you're bringing in a lot of speed, getting a really long penultimate, and you're gonna either land in a quarter squat position or a straight leg, and you gotta decelerate that foot starting from having lower hips and a good penultimate. You need to be able to lock up isometrically, and you need a lot of stiffness in the lower limb complex. Without this high level of stiffness, you're gonna be like little Justin, who is unathletic, fat, and couldn't jump for shit. So I'm gonna give you some exercises to improve your isometric strength and your overall stiffness to help improve that vertical jump with an approach. Oh, and by the way, this is also gonna help you run faster. If you can't lock up isometrically at the ankle and at the patella tendon, you're gonna be pretty slow. In top end speed specifically.
Want to know the right exercises, the perfect workout, the best stuff to improve your speed, develop the stress shortening cycle, you can hop on the Speed Academy. It's in the description or in the pinned comment. But if you don't want to get the full thing right now, you can hop on the free workout from the Speed Academy. You literally same thing, pinned comment or description, get a free workout. All you do is put in your email, no credit card, and you're going to improve your speed simply with that.
So it is way too cold outside to do any of these exercises, so I'm just gonna do them in my apartment. This progression specifically, you can get a lot of benefits from just doing your apartment or in any house you can do. So either way, you can do it at home pretty easily. The first step is going to be an oscillation. So basically what an oscillation is you're bouncing out of either the half point, so the bottom of the position to half, or from the half position to the top. All right, now if we're trying to improve 1 foot bounce specifically, I will rather you do the top position to half. So all that means is this is the top position and this is the half. So we're trying to bounce and catch ourselves at the bottom and reflex ourselves back up. So we're catching, this is the amortization phase right here, and then we're bouncing up and we're stretching and reflexing the stretch shortening cycle. So it's just absorb, release, absorb, release, absorb, release. Now, if you want to see this at full action, let me try to get you a little bit more of me. I'm going to show you about maybe 5 seconds of this. Another variation of how people do this is they'll actually just sit at the half position and do like a twitching motion. You can do this. It looks a little goofy, but honestly, it's all the same thing at the end of the day, right? You're trying to catch, co-contract, and release, right? Teach your body how to co-contract correctly so you get the most results of absorbing that force and releasing it correctly. Imagine you're doing a 1 foot jump, and like I said earlier in this video, this is about absorbing force on that 1 foot. You're bringing up all this horizontal speed, and then your leg gives out. It's because you can't absorb and release, absorb and release. So this is one of the best exercises. You're going to a sport-specific angle of dropping. You can even do a body weight just like this and just drop and drop like that. And you do this for about 3 to 4 sets of 30 seconds to 45 seconds. It's gonna be a huge burn, but it's gonna give you a lot of benefits. If it's too much of a burn, you can do 15 to 20 seconds. That's also give you really good benefits. Now that we're done with oscillations, this is the next level I want you to progress to. I don't want you to skip. The oscillation is a huge part. But now we're gonna get into deep knee flexion of isometrics, right? So we're gonna get in the shortest position we can, right? So the most range of motion, and hold this position for 5 seconds, and then go through our full range of motion, hold position 5 seconds, go through full range of motion, right? And we're just right here with it. Real simple, and we're gonna pause at the bottom. And then the next progression after this is the isometric at this position, which is more specific to sport. So you're gonna be jumping off 1 foot or even 2 feet. You're probably gonna be in a core squat position. So you're gonna be dropping here. The next progression after the full range of motion isometrics is dropping fast and pausing, right? So now we're at the top position, we're gonna drop to half and then pause for 5, right? Top again, drop half, pause for 5. You can even do 3 seconds, right? Drop, pause. And it's a fast drop because once again, fast eccentric rate of force development is the most important thing for transfer, for absorbing force and releasing that elastic energy into your jumps and sprints. So we wanna drop as fast as possible and then pause, get that amortization phase primed, and then release. Now you could choose between these 2 exercises for next level progression. It's honestly up to you and your goals. You could do also, by the way, this can be a front squat variation where you're like holding like this. You just do regular dumbbells on the side. I only have 1 dumbbell with me at this very second, so I'm just doing, a front squat variation. But now we're gonna go through a half squat or even a full range of motion. It's up to you, but we're doing it with fast speed. So it's gonna be like a speed squat, single leg. So it's gonna be like a speed single leg squat. So right here, and we're dropping as fast as possible. You're gonna see the foot moving a lot, and we're absorbing a lot of force, getting that tendon involved, that stretch reflex. The last level of progression is going to be a plyometric, right? For most exercises, you're gonna be progressing from isometric to slow eccentric and isometric to fast eccentrics into plyometrics. So this is one of my favorite progressions because now we're here, my leg's getting tired, so I'm gonna do the other leg. Now we're here and we're just jumping. And you see how I'm getting that fast eccentric contraction, and the amortization phase is only a couple milliseconds, and we're just popping off as fast as possible. Off that ankle, but also a little bit of that knee, and we're just popping off. And then you could do this extensive plyometric 2 to 5 minutes per day, every single day, and get all that eccentric loading and amortization phase overload onto the tendons to be as elastic as possible. This is gonna transfer to your 1 foot jump, your 2 foot jump, and it's a really low intensity exercise to keep that elasticity up. You can just do it every single day. This is easy. Eventually, if this is too easy, you can add load. Get dumbbells going. You just hold dumbbells right here. You can even lean forward a little bit to get more glute, and we're just right here. And that is going to be the progression to help develop your 1 foot bounce and help you store and release elastic energy so your leg doesn't give out on you when you're trying to jump higher. Also, like other exercises that are really good for this that I'm not gonna mention in this video is gonna be max effort sprinting and bounding. If you're not doing those exercises, you're probably not gonna jump higher off of 1 foot. I just didn't have enough time to add that all into one video. This isn't like some ultimate guide, it's just a simple exercise progression. There's 1,000 exercises to improve your 1 foot bounce. It's gonna take you from some high schooler level to Zach Levine. It's gonna be thousands of things that are usually fast ground contact times or ankle dominant plyometrics and lifts that are gonna help improve your 1 foot bounce. But if you want more of those ankle dominant lifts and plyometrics that help improve your 1 foot bounce, make sure you watch this video right here to learn which type of stuff will help you the most. Or how about the Speed Academy, because I help a lot of 1 foot dunkers and I also improve their sprint speed at the same time.